You feel it, don't you? The sorrow rising like smoke. Open this before the fire reaches your name. Something sacred is slipping from your hands. Cry now, or open this and reclaim what hell came to steal. You were warned in dreams. Now the shadow knocks. This is your last light, open it. A scream is building inside someone who once swore they'd never hurt you. Don't wait to be the casualty. If you ignore this, your silence becomes a weapon, and it cuts your own spirit. They've buried the truth beneath your trust. Dig fast. We don't have long. The enemy isn't coming. It already entered through the one you kept praying for. That uneasiness is an anxiety. It's prophecy, and it's happening now. You keep dismissing the signs, but this one will cost too much. They promised they'd protect you, but they're the ones pushing the knife. A betrayal is blooming in the hands you kissed. You still have time to flee. Every minute you delay, the wound deepens. Open this before you can't breathe through it. The smile they gave you yesterday, it was the last one not laced with a lie. You're trusting someone who's already sold your name for comfort. This isn't drama, it's a divine warning. Take it before grief gets a head start. They say they're on your side, but their hands are hiding your ruin. The apology won't come. Only the silence will, wrapped in regret. If you keep holding on, it won't be love that breaks you. It'll be loyalty. Your spirit already knows. Your heart's the only one in denial. God showed you a flicker, but you shut your eyes. Don't confuse peace with numbness. One heals, the other hides the funeral. This heartbreak isn't coming. It's already wearing your clothes. The person you're defending in every room is the reason you feel dead in every room. A lie is about to explode, and it has your name in the center. If you knew what I saw, you'd run barefoot toward freedom. You're about to lose something priceless because of someone who never valued it. Watch their eyes, not their lips. The truth is trapped behind their blink. They're calling it love. God's calling it your undoing. You gave your soul to someone who only wanted your silence. This isn't paranoia, it's preparation. Trust the tremble in your bones. The tragedy isn't the loss. It's that you saw it coming and stayed anyway. Someone you adore is praying for your failure behind closed doors. You've mistaken their stillness for loyalty. It's really silence before the ambush. Every time you felt drained, it was their spirit feeding on yours. God whispered twice. This is the third and final thunder. There is something breathing behind their words, and it isn't love. They don't fear hurting you. They fear you finding out. This isn't heartbreak. It's exposure. Let it break what was fake. You're not imagining it. They're building an escape plan without you. They've already chosen who they'll betray, and it's not who you think. Your loyalty has become a leash. They're pulling it tighter. What's coming will either destroy you or awaken you. Choose fast. You've forgiven what God was trying to remove. The thing you're scared to look at, that's exactly where the lie lives. It's not happening to you. It's happening around you because you stayed too quiet. They're performing love. You're living it. That's why you're exhausted. The pain you keep excusing is the prophecy you keep postponing. The heartbreak is already written. Your only choice now is how loud it echoes. You won't be able to say no later. Say it now. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. Every "I'm okay" you whispered was a funeral for a truth you buried. You gave too much. They gave just enough to keep you blind. Their silence is not peace. It's planning. The text they sent someone else is already waiting to wound you. You've let guilt dress itself as loyalty. This tragedy doesn't need your permission. It just needs your delay. You're comforting the one who caused the storm. The person you trust most is the one scripting your ending. You cried for a love that came to kill. There's a tragedy in your inbox. You just haven't opened it yet. The one they warned you about is sitting at your table. A soul who once saved you is about to make you bleed. You've mistaken tension for connection. Don't confuse the rope with rescue. The one you love is hiding the one they love more. The regret won't come from loving. It'll come from not listening. You felt it when they touched you. It wasn't love. It was ownership. You keep giving CPR to something heaven declared dead. God's not breaking your heart. He's rescuing it. You're begging for answers. They're deleting the evidence. Don't wait for the betrayal. It already started. Your healing starts when you stop defending what's breaking you. They promised forever, but they whispered it to 3 others too. Your spirit isn't crazy. It's correct. Someone's rehearsing the speech that will end it all. Prepare. They see you bleeding and call it beauty. The person holding your hand today is holding a knife tomorrow. You're in love with a ghost, someone who's already left emotionally. You gave your soul to someone who bartered it for safety. The tragedy won't be the end. It'll be realizing who helped it arrive. You were the miracle. They just didn't want salvation. That apology? It's only coming after the destruction. They won't save you. They'll save themselves from looking like the villain. You were loyal to someone who rehearsed your betrayal. You prayed for them. They preyed on you. Someone you love has already crossed the line in their heart. They call it a mistake. God calls it a warning. If you stay, you'll suffer. If you leave, you'll live. The storm isn't coming. It's already waiting at your front door. You were raised to endure pain, but not to marry it. They're asking for grace, but planning for escape. Your soul isn't wrong. It's just tired of being ignored. The one who knows your secrets is selling them. They wanted your silence, not your heart. You begged for love. They memorized your begging. You sacrificed for them. They never asked you to, because they were never planning to stay. The next, "I love you," might be the last thing you hear before the collapse. They recorded your smile, but only to prove you were easy to break. You wept in their arms. They wept for someone else. The tragedy was never them leaving. It was you staying. Your body is still here, but your soul's already limping. They didn't fall out of love. They fell into comfort somewhere else. Their version of love is starvation disguised as service. They are not praying for you. They're praying you don't find out. Your dreams were sacred. They turned them into currency. Your tears were prophecy, and now it's time to fulfill it. They didn't want to lose you. They just never planned to keep you fully. The tragedy is not that they lied. It's that you kept forgiving the same betrayal in new disguises. You saw it coming. You just prayed it would turn back. That strange ache? It's God calling you out of their trap. Every sorry you accepted made the wound more permanent. You keep asking why it hurts, because they only love the parts they could use. The person you trust most is feeding your pain in secret. They don't feel guilt. They feel relief that you haven't found out. You cried for them, but their heart stayed dry. This isn't punishment. It's preservation. You're staying for history, but destroying your future. They used your vulnerability as currency. The truth has been knocking. You just locked the door. Someone smiled at you today, after orchestrating your ruin. That feeling in your stomach? It's your soul screaming. They know your weakness, and they're preparing to use it. You wanted love. They wanted power. That voice in your head isn't paranoia. It's prophecy. You're forgiving someone who's still sinning in your name. They swore they loved you, but only in public. Every detail you shared became a weapon. The mask they wear is sewn with your kindness. You're calling it loyalty. Heaven calls it bondage. That absence you feel, it's your spirit withdrawing. They're using your trauma as leverage. The accident was engineered. Someone is rehearsing your downfall while smiling in your mirror. This heartbreak is ancient. It found you again. They knew the cost and chose your ruin anyway. You begged God to show you. This is the showing. They took your softness and turned it into strategy. This is the warning wrapped in poetry. They don't fear losing you. They fear being exposed. You are not crazy. You are prophetic. They didn't change. They just got smarter at hiding it. Your peace makes them nervous. It means you're waking up. You are the prophecy they pretended to pray for. Your pain doesn't lie, but they do. You're in love with the person they pretended to be. That moment you felt something leave your body? It was truth escaping the lie. They knew what they were doing. Every time. You can't save someone who benefits from your suffering. God is showing you who they are. Stop looking away. If you stay silent, the tragedy will be complete. They touched your life to rearrange your ruin, not to love you. The pain in your chest is not heartbreak. It's a divine alert. Someone you trusted is holding the weapon your name is carved into. You felt peace after walking away. That was your confirmation. They watched your tears like television, unmoved, entertained. There's no storm coming. You're already standing in its eye. You keep thinking you're over it, until your spirit reminds you you're not safe yet. Their apologies are silent because their guilt never woke up. You are carrying a lie like it's your child. You left the door unlocked and wondered why they returned. You defended their name while they destroyed yours. You can't save someone who rejoices in your confusion. They never forgot how to love. They just decided not to use it on you. What you're calling bad timing is divine protection. You weren't broken. You were targeted. You wept to God. They laughed with the devil. That thing you felt last night, that was the truth entering uninvited. You heard the warning. You just didn't want to believe it. Your boundaries feel like betrayal to the one who came to control. The person you fear losing is already gone emotionally. Someone is rehearsing your downfall in rooms they denied entering. Your silence has bought them more time for what's coming. Don't wait for proof. By then, it'll be too late. They don't love you. They love what you allow. The betrayal isn't future tense. It's archived. You are protecting a secret that's poisoning your peace. You buried the truth to keep the dream breathing. They're building something on top of the version of you they dismantled. You were their cover story, not their covenant. The scream you're holding back is sacred. Let it go. God gave you intuition. You traded it for comfort. They're walking away slowly so you won't notice they're already gone. You didn't lose them. You lost the illusion. They smiled after shattering you. That was their real face. They gave you half a heart and called it holy. You stayed to prove you were worthy. But the test was rigged. You keep bleeding in places they refused to even bandage. You thought they were your peace. They were your pause before pain. God won't let you stay where your soul is starving. You keep rewriting the story, but the ending remains cruel. You made excuses. They made moves. That last hug was a goodbye in disguise. They're lying to protect their reputation, not your heart. You felt God tug when they touched you. That wasn't chemistry. It was caution. You owe no one your continued suffering. They want your forgiveness, not your healing. You are not overreacting. You're remembering. The quiet you feel isn't peace, it's abandonment. You begged for clarity. This is it. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. Your pain is evidence, not a question. They knew they were breaking you. They just hoped you'd break, quietly. You prayed for love. God gave you vision. You asked for truth. And it's finally screaming through silence. They used your loyalty to build their lie. You're not crazy. You're too awake for their comfort. The more you love them, the more they disappear. They didn't fall out of love. They fell into someone else. Someone you trusted just made a choice that will cost you everything. You felt chills last night. That was truth touching your back. They studied your pain before creating their strategy. The things you brushed off are building your collapse. This is not confusion. It's a cosmic warning. You loved them with purity. They used it like currency. That sudden silence, that's the moment it changed. They're talking about you in rooms your prayers can't reach. Your devotion is being weaponized. God told you in whispers. Now he's shouting through loss. You're standing in a place grace already exited. There, I love you, was spoken with fingers crossed. You offered your soul. They took your silence. That pit in your stomach is prophecy. They call it closure. God calls it captivity. They said, trust me, but meant, blind yourself. Your boundaries make them uncomfortable because they were never planning to honor them. You're loving someone who sees you as a backup plan. They don't hate you, they just never cared. Your heart deserves rescue, not another excuse. That conversation last week was your warning. Reread it. You were never safe. You were just naive. They want you numb, not healed. Their truth is worse than your worst fear. They didn't change. You just stopped romanticizing them. That thing you thought was over is reawakening now. God's silence isn't absence, it's judgment. Your next heartbreak is sleeping in your phone. They are waiting for your weakness to return. You know who it is. You just haven't admitted it. You traded your intuition for their approval. The message you didn't open was the one that mattered. They're counting on your forgiveness to finish their betrayal. Don't let history trick you into reliving hell. Someone you love has created a lie with your name in it. The next time they call, your spirit will already know. You begged for peace. They gave you poison. You're comforting someone who set the fire. They won't regret hurting you. They'll regret being caught. They learned your softness just to manipulate your surrender. You are their safety net, not their soulmate. You stayed loyal to the blade that cut you.